Politics in America has never been a calm arena, but in recent years, it feels like the intensity has been cranked up to a whole new level. And no one knows that better than Alyssa Farah Griffin, co-host of The View and former White House communications official under the Trump administration. In a candid conversation on the show, Griffin opened up about the personal toll of working in one of the most high-pressure political environments in the country. During a segment discussing President Biden's physician, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, pleading the Fifth in a House Oversight Committee interview, Griffin took a moment to reflect on her own experiences. She revealed that during her time working in the Trump White House, she received threats, not just from the left, but from the right as well. "I also got threats from the right and the left," she said, noting that people from both ends of the political spectrum criticized her. On the right, some viewed her as disloyal for speaking openly about Trump after leaving the administration, while critics on the left went after her simply for having worked in that White House at all. Her takeaway? That's just part of the job. That is the job you sign up for when you get to work in the highest office in the land, she stated firmly. Griffin's perspective clearly wasn't shared by all her co-hosts, though. Sarah Haynes, for one, admitted bluntly, "That's why I don't get asked to do that, because I would sit there and be fussy about the fact that they were even asking." Griffin's White House resume is no joke. She served as press secretary to then Vice President Mike Pence, worked as a special assistant to President Trump, and eventually became director of strategic communications at the White House. She also spent time at the Department of Defense as press secretary before resigning in 2020. With those credentials, she knows exactly what it means to operate under public scrutiny, and she brought that insight into the conversation around Dr. O'Connor's refusal to answer certain questions about President Biden's health. Griffin said she wasn't surprised the physician pleaded the Fifth. There are legitimate medical privacy concerns and HIPAA protections in play, but she didn't shy away from criticizing the decision to dodge questions related to Biden's actual duties as president. According to Griffin, avoiding those questions only fuels more suspicion and curiosity. As a former government official, she said, "I have testified before Congress voluntarily and the Justice Department. There was never a moment that I thought about pleading the Fifth because the taxpayers paid my salary." That last point struck a chord. Griffin emphasized that public officials, especially those paid by American taxpayers, have a duty to be transparent. She argued that Americans deserve straightforward answers to basic but crucial questions like, did any unelected official or family member step in to perform the duties of the president? That's a really easy question to answer, she pointed out. Griffin wrapped her thoughts by acknowledging that, yes, we are living in an incredibly divided and politically charged moment. But in her view, belief in our democratic institutions means showing up when called, answering questions honestly, and remembering who you actually work for, the American people, not the president personally. In an era where political loyalty often trumps transparency, Griffin's remarks served as a sharp reminder. Accountability, not just allegiance, is what keeps a democracy strong.